Look at this guy. Look at this fucking guy.
Send it to Lauderdale.
That's right, Fart Lauderdale. Thank you for the 2, Boom. Is that Boom Boom? It is a Vicks Vapo stick. I just took the cover off. It looks like a tampon, actually. That's what it looks like. But it definitely helps keep the. And I got, this is my favorite. This one right here. This right here. This is the bomb. Sometimes I just go like this.
Next gen prices will have consoles competing with PC. Side note, let them be mad. Oompa Poopa Loompa. Banana.
That's right. Is that a butt plug? No, dude. It's a Vicks vapor stick to help you, like, open up your nose. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Bro, I don't even. Bro, what is this? Captain Diarrhea and the Shartening. A dump in the dark. Your cheeks will quiver in fear as ghastly ghouls accost your rear. You will gape in horror as you face the dark. Only your rump can guide you through. A dump in the dark. Use your mighty cheeks to fight evil. I swear to God, you guys, dude.
This is an insane code from the Microsoft camp. Like, unbelievable.
Alex just played Moonpath to Elsewhere mod for SSE, also have Beyond Skyrim to Cyrodiil. Super fun, but also love playing the Oblivion remake.
I'm torn between the Oblivion remake and Expedition 33. I think I want to finish Expedition before I do anything else, but that's just me. You know what I mean? That's just me. Because I feel like that's going to win Game of the Year. But thank you for the 10, Jimmy.
I released a statement predicting that this would happen, but like I don't remember where it was. I don't know if it was on Discord or if I said it in a video or like what have you.
Is it Discord?
But I do believe I made a statement about this. But now it has come to pass. Microsoft has not only raised the price of all of their games to a full $80, they have also raised the price of their 5-year-old console, the Xbox Series X. That's right. The Xbox X is now a...
The what? The what? Let him cook? Let him cook? Adam, thank you for the member, bro. Yeah, Heroic is awesome. The sex box, okay.
$100 more expensive than it was yesterday. So if you were looking to get this overpriced piece of
Harmon,
stuff,
I finally look like my hero, Mr. Potato Head.
A couple of years from...
Bro, look at that gut, dude. I swear. That is a hell of a gut, dude.
Harmon's belly is so big. Maybe he needs to give birth soon.
I don't know what he's got to do, bro, but that is something.
from now. You're shit out of luck, buddy. Probably should have bought a Switch 2 instead. Which, by the way,
should have bought a Switch 2 instead.
Budget option. Now that we know that like Microsoft and Sony are raising their prices, it's safe to say that Steam will as well, making Nintendo by far.
Why would Steam raise their price? Steam doesn't determine the prices.
He forgot leg day.
He forgot every day. Steam doesn't determine the price. Publishers do. So I don't know why he's bringing up Steam into this. The Steam Deck hasn't risen in price at all.
Harmon holding in 5 days of dinner.
Thank you for the 2 Smoke Show.
The most affordable option. So basically, after all that doom and gloom, all that coping and seething about Nintendo Switch 2 being too expensive,
it is.
We're going to see every single major YouTuber, gaming journalists, and analysts like bend over backwards to try and like justify what Xbox has done. You know,
no one has done that.
Well, at least Harmon has a place to rest his Switch 2. Xbox's game prices increase. Holiday Nintendos are $80 out the gate. Also Game Pass. Nintendo never has sales. Microsoft games go on sale often. XD.
Yeah, it's honestly crazy because the thing is Microsoft at least has Game Pass to offset like the cost of games, but that's going to get a price increase as well. Thank you for this 5 Devastator. And Nintendo games never go on sale, so they're going to be $80 forever. You're totally right. And like I've had this weird thing where it's like I have a Switch OLED, and not every game runs perfectly on the Steam Deck through emulation. So I'm like, maybe I'll buy the Switch games. But then I'm like, I'll just probably get them secondhand off eBay then?
That Pikachu must have seen some shit.
Yeah, thank you for the 2 Switch. And so it's just like, I'll just get it off eBay then, because the way things are looking, I'll just do that. And like, I'll get it for like half off or even more.
They're still going to go out and they're going to support these $80 games. They're going to support the console. They're going to keep doing their things. After
you're doing that,
they had sworn off Nintendo for supposedly selling games at $80. By the way,
but Xbox has Game Pass at least. Like at least there's something there to offset that. That's the point. It's like you don't have that on Nintendo at all.
The way they're not. The new standard for them is 70. So, like, after that entire exaggerated cope, you know.
What's the by the way? What do you mean, what's the by the way? Put you guys there. What do you mean? Yeah, I mean, like, will they even lower the price though of the Switch 2, you think? I doubt it. I honestly doubt it.
Did Harmon just dig his nose during his video?
I missed
LOL.
it. Did he really? No shit.
By the way, they're not.
Oh no, he didn't.
The new
no.
standard for them is 70. So,
wait.
Console, they're going to keep doing their thing.
Oh my god, he did, chat. You're right, he did.
They're going to go out and they're going to support these $80 games. They're going to support the console. They're going to keep doing their thing.
That boy digging for treasure up in there, boy. That boy was digging for gold.
Alex, I'm gonna queef. Dot.
What did the non-binary gold prospector say to his friend? There's gold in they them hills.
Hey Alex, search this on Google real quick and tell us if you think it exists or not. TR3B Black Manta, no, it's not virus or porn.
Yeah. Yeah. Use that one. Use that one in use that one in you know, with your friends from the New York City. Oh, that's cool as shit. That is real actually. Yeah, the black triangle. Yeah, that's real. It's very similar to the stealth bomber. Mm-hmm. It's cool as fuck too.
After they had
Someone get the hook. Boo this banana man.
Hey, get out of here.
Games of $80. By the way, they're not. The new standard for them is $70. So, like, after
I might
that
buy a Series S at Walmart for $275.
Shit, man. I mean, if you're gonna spend that amount of money, just get a Steam Deck, bro. You get the same performance.
Exaggerated cope, you know, Angry Joe lying to people.
Oh man,
saying that Nintendo was selling games for at $90. Here's Microsoft actually doing that, and it's safe to say that like going into
unrelated
next
to
gen,
your joke, you
in...
need a boo sound.
I need a boo sound. Let me see.
Xbox should have kept console prices the same and instead raise Game Pass to $25.
Ooh, that's
$80
tough.
games blow, but at $25 a month, Game Pass is still worth it, emo.
Bruh.
No, that's Griffin. We don't want to do that. I kind of like that.
Alex, hey chat, wanna hear a joke? The joke.
Oh my god, dude. No. Oh no.
冰淇淋.
No. There it is. There it is.
No.
There it is. I'm not doing the bruh, so Griffin Gaming could be like, bleh, bleh, bleh. I'm Griffin Gaming, bleh, bleh. Guys, dude, guys, bruh, spam, bruh. We're not doing that. Don't be a brokey, dude.
Into like, you know, the Sex 2, you know, like
What?
Like, it's only going to get more expensive. You know, people are already talking about Grand Theft Auto 6 being at least $100. You know, it's very possible that it might be more than that.
Yeah.
You know? And, like, these people are going to, like, you know, eat that slop up because, like, they don't have anything else to play. But that just sets a bad precedent for the rest of the industry. You know, they're all going to try raising their prices. They're all...
It's almost like we said the same thing with Nintendo, setting a bad precedent for the rest of the gaming industry.
Going to try to
yeah, he calls it the sex
scam
box.
the consumer more and more, and people are going to buy less.
Griffin
games.
sounds
And
like
that
his voice is at half speed when he talks.
That's actually pretty funny.
means that they're only going to pay.
Why is this audio
for
so bad?
high quality premium content on Nintendo consoles?
Oh,
the
man.
only piece of hardware that is
Thank you for the
worth the
5 boom.
money, that is worth the price of admission, that is like will keep you entertained endlessly. Like Nintendo Switch 2 is set to
The
dominate this
long-awaited
console
sequel to
generation.
SSX 2.
True. True.
And the narrative
Gay
right
jokes.
now is
Come on, guys.
Alex's toupee sent $2. Gay jokes? Come on, guys. He has something in his nose. Yes, Nismo, he does.
Why does he look like Baymax with hair and glasses?
Oh my god, he does look like Baymax. He does.
Hey Alex, I heard Griffin Gaming spent $6,500 on a pre-built gaming PC that has an NVIDIA RTX 5090.
No way. Is that real?
Harmon thinks sex is a negative?
Does anybody have the clip of that where he admits that? $6,000? No way did he spend $6,000, dude. Hey, man, if he's got it like that, shit, dude. To walk around to drop 6 G's? Whoo! Whoo! I don't got it like that. No, Chiefin. No, Chiefin.
I just shat myself.
Yo, to walk around for 6 G's, dude?
Yeah. Harmon has something in his nose. It's called his finger.
Easily.
LOL.
Your Asus Astro was 3,500? Bro, what? What? 3,500 for a 50? What? Huh? Wire rope, bro, what? You camped Micro Center for 8 days and that was the only one that showed up? Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm having a panic attack. I'm having a panic attack.
How does Nintendo make the Switch 2 seem less like a scam, with a squeeze and a twist of your wallets?
That's right. I'm having a panic attack, Wire Rope. How do you... Oh my god.
Is well,
Thank you for the 10,
I got a
Jimmy.
gaming PC. That's so much less expensive. Like what? You know, gaming PCs require like what? Like at least $5,000. You know
What?
You know, to set up, to make sure that like everything is optimized correctly and that I
What?
can run everything. And then you have to keep
5,000?
upgrading it after that. Like this idea that
Huh?
like, this is some thing
Good night, Mac.
that will like last you indefinitely and be like, you know, is some cost-effective way to play games is just a giant cope, you know? Like it always was, but like you're going to
What?
see like PCs getting more and more expensive as well. You know, this idea that
They
not
already are.
is just a laughably off base, you know. To me, I think that's a really good indication that like the PC master race doesn't actually know what they're talking about. Because do they really believe that the price
Luigi! Go to the bathroom, you're shitting yourself!
No, not yet.
Luigi! Go to the bathroom, you're shitting yourself!
No, not yet.
Luigi! Go to the bathroom!
Why is Twitter like this? Why is Twitter like this? What's up, Juan? Why?
If I were to stick Harmon with a needle, do you guys think he would leak helium and fly around the room like a in the wind?
Probably, literal. Thank you for the 5.
of PC parts aren't going to be affected by the economy and by the tariffs and stuff
They
like
already
that?
are.
Do they really think they're just going to be like
But NVIDIA is literally building an entire factory in the U.S. to avoid the tariffs. They're the only one doing it. Everybody else is just passing the cost on to the customer.
Exempt from that? Like, do they think they'll be able to pirate everything?
Yeah.
Without being sent to prison? Like,
My PC is maybe 2K NZD at most.
I gotta hear that again.
Every now and then when I see a ridiculous number for PC price, I think of that Thack clip where he was freaking out when someone said $10,000.
Yeah, Lily, $10,000 for a PC. First of all, face down and the ass up in the pillow, right? You're getting a fat load.
they'll be able to pirate everything? Without being sent to prison? Like,
without being sent to prison.
it's just straight up delusional. And it does need to be called out for what it is. It's just a giant cone.
I bet he watches that Law and Order episode where they were like doing the Gamergate one and they were like, no, they haven't gotten worse. They leveled up. You guys
TSMC is also building production in the US.
You guys remember that? Fucking Logan Paul was in that one. He was like, they were like, oh no, they haven't gotten worse. They leveled up. And then Logan Paul had a gun and he was like, and they put a game UI over him holding the gun and they pretended like it was a video game and that's how he learned how to shoot a gun. Oh God, that was SVU. Yeah, dude. Oh, bro. Yeah, Wire Rope, I agree with that 100%. Bro, it was bad. What's the sludge he's drinking? Probably Pepsi. But it's not the only acceptable soda is Dr. Pepper, chat.
Like everything.
Prison for
when
pirating?
It comes to
I don't think so. The FTC and federal government could care less if I take a copy of Mario Kart off the internet.
Yeah, exactly, Blast. Yeah. How's my day been, Juan? Go to the beginning of the stream. And you'll see why everybody's spamming the fart sound.
Nintendo discourse in this day and age is a code. And like this entire like console hype cycle, like this entire console cycle of like the Switch 2 being announced and everybody like demonizing it for like a couple of weeks and then it becoming like this huge deal. Like it proves to us a couple of things. Like first of all, just how little influence the online gaming community actually has on online discourse. I know I talk about that a lot.
What?
I have been talking about that a lot over the years, but like it is positively shocking to me just how much the narrative contrasted with reality. You know, like you had so many people like crying about the Switch 2's price, and then when you look around, you know, at the market and see how expensive everything else is, suddenly the overpriced Nintendo hardware is suddenly the most affordable option. You know.
So here's my take on the whole Switch 2 price, right? The problem with the Switch 2
I'm
price...
not kidding. Griffin Gaming actually bought a pre-built gaming PC with an RTX 5090 for $6,500. So all he's doing is further encouraging Harman to make that argument. Yeah. Griffin, stop being a stereotype.
Yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much the problem that I have with like a lot of that stuff, even though I'm sponsored by a pre-built PC company. Like that cost is astronomically out of control. Like you don't need a 5090 at all for anything. A 9070 XT or a 7700 XT is going to be perfect for this generation. In my personal opinion, the 7700 XT or the 7800 XT is honestly the best bang for the buck. But 6Gs is fucking crazy. So they probably gave him a 5090 that's like a lower end model that's not overclocked, and they gave him an upcharge for it, so they made extra grand off that. Then they went ahead and got him. He probably got like a 9950X3D CPU. It's like $800, and they upcharged him for that. He probably put 64 gigs of RAM in there. They upcharged him for that. They probably put like a 1500 watt or 1000 watt PSU in there, so they upcharged him for that. He probably bought some wacky ass motherboard, so they probably charged him there for that. So it's like Radeon 9000 series.
$450
The 9070 XT is
for
fantastic.
hardware that is 2 generations behind is not an affordable option.
So boom, I have to like it's not that it's not affordable. The thing is, I feel like it fits right in between the Steam Deck LCD and the Steam Deck OLED. It fits right in the middle of those two things. I would have preferred if it was a 1080p screen at 400.
Go back, you can hear a Game Boy Advance turn on.
Yeah, I know, I heard that too. So it needs a, does it really need a 1,000 watt power supply though? Wire? But what was I going to say? The 9070 XT is honestly the perfect GPU right now.
Nothing has changed on that front. So again, I can't take people who like cry about this thing seriously. It's just so completely out of touch. So yeah, like the online gaming community is not indicative of the actual market. Okay, we've established that a long time ago. It's proven itself true this time, and like I think secondly,
Switch to Mario Kart Bundle Cat $780.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Cheaper.
It's ridiculous. Steam Deck is cheaper. Yeah, 100%.
We do need to talk about how Nintendo has pretty much like demolished every narrative against them to the point where like I honestly don't really see any real criticisms of the company in this day and age. Like, it's crazy, like the kind of shit you see on message boards that gets paraded around as an actual criticism, but isn't really, you know. Like, one of the big things I always hear, Nintendo doesn't produce new IPs. That's like such a huge cope and so out of touch with reality, because every time they introduce a new RP, like ARMS or Dragon Drive, like, oh, I'm not interested in that.
Or the new one is like the fucking wheelchair one. That's the good one. Final Stand, thank you for the fucking member, bro. I appreciate that, man. It pulls 600 watts, if not more. Yeah, but pulling it doesn't mean you need 1,000 watts, dude. You can probably get away with for like 800 watts on that fucking thing. Or 750, honestly, if you don't have a bunch of RGB on there. I'm very anti-RGB, so that's probably why.
Yeah. But like, okay, but you know, like you're asking for new IPs, you know, like again, like if you want like something like Zelda, you can just play Zelda, you know. If you want Mario, you can just play Mario, you know, like these copes, you know, the classic copes.
Bro,
of,
what?
Like, pretending Nintendo doesn't have RPGs. Pretending Nintendo doesn't make mature games for mature gamers.
I don't know about mature games for mature gamers. What does that even fucking mean, honestly? Like what does that actually mean? Are you like, what does that mean?
Pretending that like Nintendo censors games, you know, pretending that PlayStation is this cool trendy console, you know, pretending that Nintendo is out of touch and hasn't been good in like 10, 20 years. You know, all of these giant copes have just kind of imploded upon themselves.
Bro, Excel spread cheeks 365. Where do you guys get... Okay, listen. Where do you guys get these names, bro? Where do you guys get these names? Where... Okay. Where... Like, a reptile dysfunction. Excel spread cheeks. Bro. Y'all have got to be the most creative motherfuckers I've ever seen. It's crazy. Thanks. I used to work for Microsoft, and this way my username and work conference call. That was not your username in conference calls. No shot. No shot. Excel, no way. I mean, my gamer tag used to be Bukkake Party, but that's a whole other ball game. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
In the past decade, to the point where like I don't believe like the current gaming establishment is ever going to be able to adapt to it. You know, like Polygon just fired a bunch of their people after getting bought
Yeah, on
out.
Xbox.
You know, like,
You
and again,
shoot a
that's
load in
not the
Harmony
only
yet?
story we've heard.
No,
you
not
know?
yet.
Like, whenever I
Thank you for
see
the
the
2B
words
subs.
former Nintendo
They loved it. I bet
employees
Excel.
on like a tweet or like a message or something, like I immediately know it's Kit and Krista and know to disregard it and never to pay attention to, like, again, people are seeing through.
5,090 in a gaming PC. Also, what party can I join?
The Bukkake party, Jimmy. Yeah, you can join. You just got to eat the cracker at the end.
Coming hard.
These kinds of people, they're seeing through the gaming journalism lies. They're becoming aware of the stereotypes.
This is not even the same.
And like more and more people are beginning to realize what the actual problem is. You know, like the unwarranted Sony worship, coupled with like the unreasonable contempt for Nintendo. You know, like it's gotten out of hand. It got out of hand like even 10, 15 years ago, and now we're seeing like the end result of that, where people are slowly beginning to realize that the Nintendo hate was completely wrong, and they are discovering just how great this company actually is. There is no getting around it. Nintendo has won.
There's no getting around it, chat. There's no getting around it, chat. Not at all. Nintendo has won.